I see ghosts, y'all. I see ghosts.
What happens to all of us, man?
So you seen them too?
Yeah.
Dad come to you at night. Storm and Norm comes to me damn near every night. Now he talked to y'all like he talked to me. Yeah, come on. I don't think so. Come on.
Hey Ace, man, you like how they did that handshake in the movie, man?
No, man, it's like they stole it from us or something.
Oh my gosh. And this is Deuce Ace, Road to the Movies. Oh man, if you want to see the full video, there's a link in the description box below. But anyway, I'm Deuce.
I'm Ace.
And this is Deuce and Ace, Road to the Movies. With a movie review for
The Five Bloods.
Alright, oh my gosh. Welcome back, us.
Yeah, it's been a minute, you know. We dropped like one video in the past, 5 months? 4 or 5 months?
Yeah, man, this pandemic's been crazy.
I know.
Social distancing, all that stuff.
Which we're clearly not doing.
So yeah, you know, a lot of places are open, a lot of phased re-entries, some of which are failing. But we're here, and it feels good to be back, man. Dab me up, man. You already saw how we get down, so.
Yeah, you know, we don't want to do all that right now on camera. It takes a lot.
Yeah, so we're here with a movie review for for
the new Netflix film, The Five Bloods.
The Five Bloods, directed by Spike Lee. Ace, take it away.
Yeah, man, you know, Spike Lee, you know the man's resume. I'm not going to sit here and list all his movies. But Spike Lee, world-renowned director, came hard-hitting with The Five Bloods, the story of four Vietnam vets who went back to Vietnam to find their gold, and shenanigans ensue. Deuce?
Yeah, so I wouldn't quite call them shenanigans, but stuff ensues.
Shenanigans.
This film is a lengthy film, 2.5 hours, I believe 2 hours 35 minutes, and you know it is very entertaining.
Well, sorry to cut you off. I'm gonna say most Spike Lee movies are entertaining. It's like even if it's a drama, it's funny. If it's more of a comedy, it has some serious elements. I think that's kind of how life is. Even when a serious situation is happening, you know, people are cracking jokes, crazy stuff is happening. So it's kind of a microcosm of the real world.
Man, that's deep.
Thanks.
That's deep, blood. But
Alright.
yeah, so it's you know, a very timely movie. I'm not sure if they knew what would be going on in the nation at the time of this release, but it's very appropriate in regards to race relations and you know, just the history of different things from the black perspective. So the movie does a very good job of, you know, painting history. It talks about the Vietnam War, but it talks about the slave trade. It talks about you know, slaves in Jamestown. It talks about just a whole lot of you know, black history facts that the common audience may not know, and it's done in a very unique way throughout the film.
What I was going to say is that I like how in the middle of the movie, one of the characters will bring something up, and they'll just show you still photos from actual history, like just straight out of a history book. And you're like, man, I go into this movie expecting, you know, some wild Vietnam vet movie, but instead, I mean, you may have known this before, but I come away learning something. And I like that in my films. It's not just one thing happening. It's a learning element within your entertainment.
Yeah, and I think the strongest, well, for me, the strongest, you know, selling point for this movie is just the direction. There's just a lot of things done in this movie. Some things that, you know, are expected in a Spike Lee movie. You know, you have your soliloquy. You have your, I call them weird shots of, I don't even know what they are, but it's just some weird shots where the people are just staring at the camera. But it's a work of art. This movie takes place in present time and in the past, and there's a very unique thing that's done. I don't think I've seen it in film.
Well, how they like change the aspect ratio every time you have a flashback?
No, that's another unique thing. They do change the aspect ratio, but you know how the characters are themselves in the flashback.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's this is the first half is spoiler free, so we'll get into
I
it.
don't think that's a spoiler.
I-
We're
I-
saying
I-
there's flashbacks. So.
No, but I'm saying that in and of itself was like, wow,
Yeah.
that's part of the
Yeah.
movie. So there's a tool that's used, and it's a very well put together film. It's a very well written film. It's a very engaging film. So
Very well acted film too.
oh, very well acted.
Actors put in that work.
Oh my gosh, they put in that work. Like great story. Like this is so it's rooted in nonfiction. Clearly, the Vietnam War is a real thing, but the story is, to my knowledge, is fiction.
I mean, I know, like, the story of, like, the quote-unquote Bloods in Vietnam is a true story. I don't know if this story about Storm and Norman... Powell? What's that name? Chadwick Boseman's character is actually a true story. I don't believe so, but, you know, all the stories about the Black Vietnam vets are factual.
Well, yes, I'm saying that, but I'm saying the specific instances, especially with them going back and the stuff that ensues, I don't think.
I don't know, man. Could be.
Well, regardless, very good story. Not once in this movie was I not engaged. Like this movie had me captivated from beginning to end. Another directorial decision. Not only are there still pictures for education, there's video montages and clips of past, historic figures, and you start with one and you end the movie with one. And it's just this is a work of art.
Agreed.
Yeah. So yeah, Ace, I don't know about you. I got a lot to say, but I kind of just want to get the score out of the way, and then we can dive into the spoilers, because there's so much, so many intricacies that you can't talk about without spoiling.
Agreed. Let me just check my notes real quick, see if there's anything we can say. The score. Beautiful score. I think, for me, with music, it's never like the standout part of a movie. It just either enhances or does nothing for me. And this score enhanced the heck out of this movie for me. Like, I'm sitting there, I'm not tearing up, but I'm sitting there feeling emotional during the score. I'm like, man, I was not expecting this from the random Spike Lee movie I watched today.
Oh yeah, the music, it's so diverse. You got your, stereotypical 1960s, 1970s R&B soul music. You have an actual, orchestrated score. You have Vietnamese-based music, and then you have, it's not comical, but they had
The Flight of the Valkyries? That's not what you're singing, but they did play the Flight of the
Valkyries. There was a part in the movie where that was playing in the background.
Yeah, the Flight of the Valkyries, right?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, you just sound like you're singing it weird.
Be that as it may,
yeah.
it's a well put together.
It sounds like you're saying da 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 da. That's what it sounds like you're singing. Tell us what you thought Deuce was singing.
Yeah, but yes, the score is great, and so we talked about the switching of the aspect ratio to the standard widescreen, whatever we're watching now, and so it shrinks when it goes back into the past. And that first scene where they're showing the helicopter come in, I thought I was watching a Stanley Kubrick film. It's just some stuff going on in this movie on a directorial level, I'm not even gonna say special effects. It looks all practical. Yeah. It's just well put together film.
Yeah, man. And I think that, what you said, Stanley Kubrick, I think that was intentional because at one point in the movie, they had the Apocalypse Now bar, famous Vietnam War movie. Stanley Kubrick did that, right? Pause. I was mistaken. Apocalypse Now was Francis Ford Coppola, I should have known that. But Ride of the Valkyries,
Amateur.
Ride of the Valkyries, which Deuce was singing, was first made famous by that movie. So you see how he's tying it back into one of the most famous Vietnam War movies of all time.
Facts.
So yeah, man, Spike Lee, he did the thing, and I'm extremely impressed by it.
Oh yeah, great movie. Great movie.
All right.
Ready to give these scores?
We're ready. 3,
2,
1, 9. All right. A solid 8.5 from Deuce and Ace.
Deuce and Ace gives The Five Bloods an 8.5 out of 10 Deuce Ace stars.
What? We should come with our own little scale.
Yeah.
If we like Deuce faces.
But yeah, so as always, we give the spoilers up front, and wow. we refrain from giving the spoilers up front, and this next half of the video is going to be full of spoilers as we dissect this movie. Hey, if you're watching, we assume you're a subscriber. If you're not, please subscribe, like, share, and all that jazz.
Hit us up on social media.
At Bro to the Movies. Spoilers! Alright, spoilers. So we were rambling on.
As always.
About, a unique thing that was done in this film. So there are flashbacks. And normally when you see a flashback in today's world, either they de-age the individuals through technology or they cast another actor.
Yes.
But what this movie did was in the flashbacks, they used the same old actors from the present. And so, like, when it's happening, you're like, what the heck is going on? Like, but this is done each time, and it's such a well-used effect to show, like, they're still in this war.
Yeah, so in most movies, you flash back to the past to show that you're a different person from then. For these people, these veterans, who I'm assuming all of them have PTSD, they never left the jungle. A part of them has always been there. They still see themselves as the people they were back then. And I think that's just a powerful message on how most of the troops from the Vietnam War feel.
Yeah, and so this movie does a good job of, highlighting the results of war, the effects of war. You have Otis, and he's, sired a child in Vietnam that he didn't know. Mm-hmm. He's also dealing with, I don't know, I would say he's a drug abuse, substance abuse, but is that from the war or something else?
I mean, they were talking about, like, his hip or whatever. I want to say he definitely had a lot of drugs on him, but he wasn't necessarily abusing them. They were just hiking through the woods as, like, 6-year-old men. Maybe he just needed his Viking or Oxycontin. I'm not going to hold that against him.
Well, true, but he sired a child in Vietnam. We have Eddie, and he squandered all his money and gets blown up by a landmine. And we have so I guess the main focus of the effects of war are in the character Paul.
Yes.
And man, he is acting. Oh man, like he's putting in that work, man. Like, again, I'm not making any judgments or anything of that nature, but there's always a stereotypical, person when we think about someone who fought in Nam. He's wearing the vest. He's rugged. He's don't mess with me, man. I've seen some things, man. He got his bandana on. He's still, as compared to everyone else, he's still really stuck in the war.
Yeah.
He's having nightmares. He is the epitome of PTSD.
And I don't want to get to it now. We later find out why he's the one who's affected the most, because turns out he accidentally killed Storm and Norman, Chadwick Boseman's character. And again, I can't imagine being in war. I can't even begin to imagine, being in war with your buddy, your friend, someone you love, and just by some accident you end up killing him and just leaving him to die there. Like, it's terrible.
Yeah, and so Storm and Norman in this movie, Chadwick Boseman's character, and I know everyone was concerned about Chadwick Boseman because he looked like he was losing a lot of weight, but I believe it was for this role.
I didn't know this was a thing.
Yeah,
he always looks skinny.
Yeah, he was real skinny in this movie. But yeah, so he's
okay.
And, when they're in Nam, he's their, I don't know army terms, but he's their leader.
Yeah.
He's the one who's giving them hope. He's the one who's giving them hope in light of their plight as black men. Being in this war, in light of what's going on back in the U.S. He's their rock, and so he's telling them, we're gonna make it home. We're gonna make it home. We're gonna make it home. And so he's their visionary. He's their leader. Mm-hmm. And so they all look up to him. And so as as Ace just said, as the film progresses, we see that not only did Paul kill him, and it was like I'm not gonna say a goofy kill, but it was like just a oops, like just turned around and blasted him on accident. And so Paul lives with that regret, and it's just emotional, man.
Yeah, man, very emotional. And as you said, Paul, he was like, Deuce brought up the Spike Lee soliloquy, and Paul had a soliloquy talk about, you're not gonna kill Paul, you're not gonna kill Paul, as he was speaking directly into the camera. And what do you think he meant by that? Was he talk like directly, you Vietnamese, you're not gonna kill Paul? Was he talking to himself? Was he talking to us, the character,
the audience?
The audience? Like, what did you get out of that?
Well, in the movie, I'm thinking he's talking to both the the Vietnamese and the U.S. Like, the U.S., you sent me on here on the front lines, you're not going to kill Paul. Vietnamese, you're the enemy, you're not going to kill Paul. But I think as the, meta-ness of it, if that's a word, is when he's looking at the camera and talking to us as the audience, is like, you're not going to kill me, whoever the audience is. Is the audience America, not corporate America, but America the entity, Black America, white America. I don't know. It's whoever's viewing it at the time. And so I think, again, a beautiful work of art in that soliloquy is not just him monologuing. He's having a dialogue. Now, it's up to the audience to, partake in that conversation, how they choose.
Interesting.
Yeah. What did you think, Ace?
I mean, personally, I agree with you when he was talking about within the movie, the character Paul was saying, "You're not going to kill Paul." I think he was more so talking about the experience, the jungle, just the environment in general. Nothing there is going to kill me. I'm Big Bad Paul. I'm the Vietnam vet. Nothing is.
King Kong ain't got nothing on me.
I'm Paul. I'm the Vietnam vet, and yeah. So he's saying nothing's going to kill me. No matter. That's why they're not showing who he's talking to. No matter what it is, nothing will kill me. But I think what Spike Lee, the director, was saying through this character was that us, the audience, isn't going to kill Paul like with our judgment. We're not going to judge the things that he's doing in this movie because creepy. To me, I don't know who the protagonist of this movie, like who I would consider like the main character of the movie.
I don't think there is one. I don't think that check out our Parasite review where we talk. I don't think there's a true protagonist or antagonist. If there is a protagonist, I would say is
I think it was
Stormer Norman, because he's the only
Paul's son too.
Paul.
I rooted for him the most out of the movie.
Okay, so Paul has a son.
Can I finish my statement?
Oh, my bad, fam.
Yeah, so it's up in the air who's the main character of this movie, but to me, us the audience isn't gonna judge. Because Paul, he does some pretty jacked up stuff in the movie. We're not going to judge him. We didn't go through what he went through, what our country put him through, what Vietnam put him through. So who are we to, in our class conscious, to kill Paul? That's what I took from it, personally.
Dope. But yeah, so appreciate that, Ace. I really do. That was real wise words from you, man.
Thanks, man. Wise me out my ears. I just turned 26.
Happy birthday to my man, Ace.
Ain't really gonna do nothing because of COVID, but you know what it is. That's why our videos are so long.
But yeah, man, just everyone pray for Ace, man. Obamacare, the limit is 26, so. Alright, anyway, so Ace brought up.
We're working on it.
Paul's son, David.
Cash at me. I need insurance.
So Ace brought up Paul's son David. Now David, I don't know. I didn't like him at first, man. I thought he was like, just like, come on, man, let them have their time, go back to Vietnam, get their gold, find a friend.
No, I liked him from the get go because he's like the vehicle through which the audience can view the Bloods. They get to explain stuff to him, which then explains it to us. We get to see how an outsider, who even though he's a young black man, he's one of one of the character's children, how far removed he is from them because he didn't go through what they went through. So I kind of liked him in that aspect.
Yeah, but then it was kind of like he's kind of only there for a plot device. Like if he wasn't there, I feel like this movie would have gone a whole lot different. Like if this was a real story, like it only works because David shows up. Like everything he does leads to, what happens.
It's a good thing it was there then.
I don't know if it's a good thing because only David and Otis live.
Well, I'm gonna say if it wasn't for David, none of them would have lived.
I don't think they would have had as much contention.
Well, I'm gonna say first of all, David found the gold in the first place because he was off pooping in the woods. They might not have found it at all.
Okay, but if you are on YouTube and you enjoy Cinema Sins, that was a high sin of convenience for him to stumble upon the gold while. If I'm out in the jungle and I gotta take a poop, I'm not digging the hole.
Well, no, that's exactly what you're supposed to do. If you're in the jungle, if you're camping in the woods, you dig a trench and then you bury your poop. That's disgusting. Why would you just leave your poop out?
Because I'm out in the jungle.
Oh, that's jacked up, dog. So you're saying if you were out camping in the woods, you want to dig, like, bury your deuce?
Deuce would not bury his deuce. That's facts.
He's trifling, dog.
Big facts.
Stop trying to use catchphrases.
Anyway, we're not going to talk about that.
Disgusting.
So, I don't know. I just thought he was a major plot device. But I came to care for him and respect the struggle that he had to go through. Because it turns out, Paul does not like David because David's mom, Paul's wife, died during childbirth. while she was delivering him or had him. And so you got Paul, who has to live with the guilt of killing his friend, which he didn't tell anyone, and now he has to have lost his wife through childbirth, so Paul's all messed up. So everything that we see him do is like, yeah, I can't call him an antagonist. Like,
yeah, again, I don't know if there is a true antagonist, because even, I get like the French guy who's, he's nothing but an antagonist. The French guy who's
yeah.
supposed to be helping them.
Yeah.
But even like the Vietnamese, soldiers in present day who are like, hey, this is our gold. They're right. So in this story, the U.S. government was sending however much gold to the not the Viet Cong, the Southern Vietnamese who the U.S. was backing, so they could continue the war. And I'm like, hey, if you're one of those Southern Vietnamese, the U.S. sent you this gold for a war that the U.S. then backed out of. Yeah, it's kind of your gold.
Yeah, I mean, this movie... So, yeah, I would say the French guy's an antagonist, but he's in the movie so little, it's kind of like...
Yeah.
Yeah. But this movie does a good job of just... Again, I'm not a history buff. I don't know much about the Vietnam War. But this movie, even with my lack of knowledge, does a good job of painting the picture as like, hey, like, this war was fought, people killed each other, but who won? Like, these black soldiers who were there, what did they get out of it?
I would say the North Vietnamese one.
Okay, yes, but well, I'm saying from the people in this story. So a lot of the local Vietnamese people, like, you kill, as they're coming back as veterans, you killed my mom, you killed my father, you killed my family, and so there's just animosity there, and it's like, wow, this is real. But so we talked about Oda siring a child. So she's clearly half black and half Vietnamese. And,
But, one thing, so when Otis goes back to meet his former girlfriend, lover, whatever, and there's this black girl there, the black girl's like, who's that? Like, it's the only black person you've seen in, like, 20 years. It's clearly your dad, which is kind of funny.
Great casting, by the way, because that looked like it could be his child. Sure. But, yeah, so, and it's just, when the Vietnamese mom was talking to her half-black daughter, talking to Otis about a child, and it's like, they're calling her the N-word, and she's like, the white American soldiers taught us that, and it's just like, when you look at the world, it's, I guess we're getting a little political now, it's like, why do Asians disdain black people? And it's because they've been taught, and this movie does a good job of just painting the picture as how, like, this war and other things like it have just led to, some of the issues race-related that we're seeing today.
Yeah. And not only that, this movie did a good job of showing, that did a flashback to
Hanoi Hannah?
That's in Hanoi Hannah. And, the propaganda truths that she was speaking. She's like, hey, they just murdered MLK, and you black soldiers in here fighting us. We've done nothing to you. Why are you fighting us?
Well, why would you call it truths? It's literally, it's true.
No, I said propaganda, more so truths.
Propaganda, truth.
Propaganda, more so. Because... by definition, it is propaganda. I doubt they care about black people's well-being. They just don't want them fighting them. So she was speaking facts, but it was in the sense of propaganda. But, I completely agree. I'm like, hey, man, we're over here, black people over here, fighting, and then just come back to this country to have nothing, to go to segregated schools, to not even be able to drink at the same water fountain. And it's insane to me that that was a thing. You're literally over there giving your life for this country, for capitalistic reasons, and then you get nothing from it.
Yeah. Deuce Ace just got real.
Yeah, man. I'm not going to go too deep into that. I don't want to turn off most of our viewers. But, also, it was kind of funny that Paul was like a black Republican. He was a MAGA hat wearing guy. I started laughing. I'm like, man, what does that add to the story?
Well, I think what it adds is that, a lot of military people are conservative, and it's like, again, this is not a political video, but
it is now.
We know we have family members.
Oh, I know who they are.
I'm saying
we have the same family.
that resonate with that message. So it's interesting in light of what Hanoi Hannah is saying, in light of what they're going through, that this guy, adheres to the Make America Great Again. Make America Great Again when you had to go fight this war. It's very ironic. And
America great again when it was never great for you.
Yeah, so, and it also sets up the imagery of the French man wearing that hat at the end. Like, this movie just, there's so many callbacks. There's, like, it's a very well done movie. Now, I will say, I love the movie. I respect the movie. I don't know if I enjoy it. Like, I'm saying, like, all the positives I'm talking about are real and, you know, clearly coming from me. This is, I'm not a robot, but, I'm saying, like, I don't know, I like to watch movies where it's, like, I can escape. And this is not, it's a negative, you know? Sometimes you need stuff like this, but it's a very heavy film. And again, you know, Storm and Norman said we're all gonna get out of here. Yeah, they all got out except him, but then they went back and all died.
Yeah, and that goes back to them being old men in the flashbacks. They got out, but they didn't.
Yeah,
and I think that's like a big thing for, you know, for whatever reason, Vietnam War is always portrayed as like the war where every veteran had PTSD, where no one really seemed to leave the jungle, and this movie did a great way of showing that.
And pour one out for my man Eddie, knock-kneed Eddie, pigeon-toed Eddie, man.
Yeah, man, just walking through. Actually, I watched this movie with my mom on Netflix, and
she's also my mom.
Watched this movie with mom on Netflix.
Our mom.
Watched this movie with our mom on Netflix, and I was like, when David met the French girl at the bar. She was French. Yeah, they're French. Yeah, the French girl at the bar, and they're talking about landmines. Then they had the little metal detector, like, oh man, someone's definitely about to step on a bomb.
Yeah, when they were digging for the gold, I was like, oh no, they all about to... Yeah. But I was like, it's too early in the movie for the all to blow up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, I mean, you feel sorry for the dude, and like, and this movie's pretty graphic. Like, the headshots, like, they, you know, they showing the death, they showing photos of actual, like, not movie photos, but actual photos of Vietnam kids, like, suffering from the Agent Orange, and, you know, like, it's literally an image of a kid shot in the head. Like, I'm like, man. And so that's what I'm saying. It's like, this movie is not for enjoyment. It's literally to teach you. It's literally to help you learn.
I'm going to disagree that it's not for enjoyment, because it does teach you do learn, but I just believe, like, narratively, this is an excellent story. You know, I mean, it didn't have to be the 5 Bloods. It could have been, you know, 5 random dudes who were in Vietnam together going back, and it would have been an intriguing story, even without all the subtext, even without all the African-American history, all of that. So I would say I enjoyed it on a movie level and enjoyed it as a teaching tool.
Yeah, that's why I said I loved it, I appreciated it, but my enjoyment is like seeing Captain America with a shield and a hammer putting in that work. I enjoy that. This was like to build me up, to improve me. Again, I didn't dislike it. I'm just saying I wouldn't call it enjoyable. It's kind of weird. I mean, because again, it makes me feel some type of way, which is its point.
I think any good movie makes you feel some type of way.
Yeah, but it don't make me like feel good. It makes me feel like, makes me feel angry. It makes me feel sorrow. There is resolution at the end, but it's like man, like everyone just got murked. Like, and it's yeah, to me it's just like, man, like it's like you ate a satisfying meal, but it's like, you know, it wasn't savory.
Dude, always talking about food.
Well, I don't know, but don't let me, again, great movie, must watch. I just, you know, wanted to express that it's a different feel. Like, you're not going to go into this and be like, oh, gee golly willikers, that was great.
Because no one says gee golly willikers first off. But, yeah, man, like, to me, I wouldn't rate it as, like, my favorite Spike Lee film, but I say it's top 3, top 4.
I'd say that's one of your favorites, but
I haven't seen every Spike Lee film, so
yeah, but no, I mean, all in all, great movie.
Excellent movie.
Great story.
Oh, wait. One more thing. I don't know if you noticed this, but maybe, I don't even know if this was intentional, but every time someone hugged someone, they showed it from like 2 different angles.
I did notice that, and I was like,
I didn't get it.
I didn't get it either. If you got it, please let us know in the comments below.
Like, I'm trying to think, what could that mean? I don't know. We'll figure it out later.
Yeah, and there's another Blood that we haven't talked about just because his character was, I mean, I've seen him in other movies, but he's kind of just relegated to the side until he jumps on a grenade. What was his name?
Melvin.
Yeah,
poor Melvin's a true hero. I mean, just jumping on a grenade for your boys.
Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah.
Sorry, Deuce.
No problem, Ace. I wouldn't jump on a grenade for you either.
I was pretty jacked up.
But yeah. I mean, you got anything else to say? Go watch this film. Deuce and Ace score 8.5.
Yeah, I mean, I got a lot more to say, you know, when I want to put in a video, but yeah. I mean, I was thinking that I asked this to mom, or I was like, what are your thoughts on the Vietnam War? Our mom was a kid during the latter parts of the Vietnam War.
Like a baby.
Bro, Vietnam.
Don't put her age out there.
Vietnam was from like 1955 to like 1970 something.
For real?
Yes, it was like a 19-year war.
No idea. Sorry, I don't know history.
And again, like, spoilers, to me, I feel like America was in the wrong during the Vietnam War. I just wanted to know what she thought about it. And I want to know what you think about it in the comments. Let us know your thoughts about the Vietnam War. Sure, some history buffs out there, they know more than us. Just start a dialogue with us.
Yes, sir. You know, things around here have laxed. So we should be coming out with a lot more content. Be on the lookout for that. Hold us accountable, please. Say, hey, Deuce. Hey, Ace. Where you at? Yeah, we miss you guys. We love you guys. And we, hope you enjoy the content. Please watch The Five Bloods. Man, keep that thing in the top 10 of Netflix for the next month. Next year. It's a great movie.
Excellent movie. Spike Lee, come out with more films.
Yes, sir. I'm Deuce.
I'm Ace.
And this has been Deuce and Ace, Bro to the Movies. Out.
Hey, Deuce and Ace here. Thanks again for sticking around for the whole video.
We're so glad you did. We hope you enjoyed the movie reviews, the trailer reactions, the funny bros, and the quality content. If you do, be sure to subscribe, check out these videos, and be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Bro to the Movies.
Deuce and Ace,